Bree and Gandhi.
On SeaFM.
I mentioned to you the other day, right at the end of the show, that I was going to go see a psychic medium.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago. Wanted to share with you my experience because you asked me what happened and I started to tell you about it and you were like, share it on air because it is a little bit personal.
How'd you get onto the psychic medium?
We had her on our show earlier in the year. Right at the start of the year.
What's her name?
Philippa Lee, psychic medium.
Philippa Lee.
She does shows. I think she's got a show coming up. Is that the Harry Potter music?
We always play the Harry Potter music when we talk about psychics on this show.
I think she's got a show coming up at Edelong in January.
Okay, and when she came in, did she do some stuff for you and is that why you thought she was good and you wanted to go see her?
Yeah, she gave me a 2-minute reading and then I was like, I'd like to have a longer reading.
You're right into this stuff, right? You'd take it, you know.
No, I think I'd take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
But, I don't know.
What did she bring up? What was the first thing when you sit down? What was the first thing she brought up?
She's interesting because a lot of them use those tarot cards, but she actually uses a playing deck of cards. And she kind of lays them out on the table and says bits and pieces. But the first thing she brought up when I went in there was producer Rach.
Okay, now, did she say, do you work with a 21-year-old female called Rach?
No.
So did she say, I'm seeing an R, I'm seeing a...
No, that's not how it works. She said, you've got someone in your life at the moment, a young person, a girl, a young female, and she's kind of like your assistant. But no, she says, that's not the... And then she re-corrected herself. She says, that's not the right word. She goes, she helps you with stuff and organises things for you.
Slave.
Yeah, slave. No, producer Rach.
I don't get your coffee every day.
And obviously I would associate that description with
Rach,
producer Rach.
Yeah.
And then she said a few personal things about mine and Rach's relationship. She said that her and I have a good friendship, which is true, and that Rach's family's been a good support network for me.
Okay.
She pretty much got Rach down to a T.
So she's on the money.
She was on the money with Rach. And recently, people that listen to our show would probably know I lost my grandmother I think it was 5 months ago, round to the day, 5 months ago. And she said to me, she goes, who's the woman that's passed over in the last 4 months? And I was like, obviously, that's my grandmother, which I didn't really say anything. She goes, you've had someone pass over in the last 4 months or so? She goes, she's very confused. She goes, she's confused about the other side. She goes, she can't believe that there's no hell. She goes, is she a religious woman? Which my nonna, being Italian, super religious.
Yeah.
And apparently my nonna was a bit confused by the whole experience and she was like, I can't believe how good this place is, like how amazing it is. And then she
did she say what was there? Like, is there, you know?
No, she didn't really. She said that she was met with other people. This is the part that really kind of fascinated me. And she said, she was met by, did she have a sister? I said, yeah, she did have a sister. And she goes, and she was met by someone with, she goes, starting with A. And then she said the name Alfonso. And I was like, okay, her husband's name was Antonio. Could that be it? No. Just wait. No, just wait. Just listen. Right. And I was like, okay, that might be her husband. I don't know. Later on in the day, I talked to my dad, who obviously is going through a bit of stuff. And I told him, and I was like, and she said Alfonso, which my dad goes, that's her oldest brother's name.
So she was on the money.
And I didn't know that. I knew she had brothers, but I didn't know her brother's name was Alfonso. Right. I thought at the time she was a bit off, and I was like, it could be her husband.
Okay.
So that was very close. There was a lot of other personal things that she said about in the last moments of my nonna's life that I shared with her that I don't know how she would know those kind of things. And I was pretty amazed by that type of thing, and my dad was a bit upset. And then she brought up another thing that I was pretty amazed by, and she said, you've lost an auntie in your life. And I said, no, I've never lost an auntie before. She said, no, you've definitely lost an auntie. And at the time I was like, no, don't think so. And then I've remembered my mum lost a sister when she was 9, but I obviously never met that woman. And I was like, there you go. That's pretty on the money.
It's hard to be... I'll be honest with you, I'm a skeptic. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me. That's your type of personality.
You take it with a grain of salt, I take it with literally a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Like the tiniest little bit. Because I often think if they're going to get it on the money every time, why don't they just say... I mean, the Alfonso thing is pretty...
That was... And that's an unusual name.
Yeah.
That was probably the one that I was most taken back by.
All right.
She also said one last thing. She also said there's another woman that's on the other side. Who do you associate with the letter E? Which my grandmother's name that passed away 5 years ago, her name was Edna.
Right.
So that was pretty good too. I don't know. All I'm saying is that my dad, once I shared that with him, who's a massive skeptic, got a lot of comfort and
Okay.
he got a lot out of it once I told him some of the
There you
stuff
go.
she had
I mean,
told
people
me,
that are into it are right into it. I know whenever we talk about it on our show, we give away tickets and people call up and they love to go see the shows. So for those that are right into it,
I think it's a nice thing and it brings kind of comfort and resolution.
That's what it does. It brings comfort.
I think so. If you want to see Philippa Lee, she will be in town at Edalong Diggers in January.
Did she say anything about working with a really good-looking guy starting with G? Like, you know, you spend 5 to 9 with him every morning. I'm getting a G name, really good-looking, really nice guy.
No.
You're like, yeah, that's Gary. Gary
Gary from Sales.
He's great.
Oh, I love that guy. I love him.
Bree and Gandhi.